What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trizzy Trades. It's been a while, but I'm back with another video on how my portfolio is doing and what I see in the market. If you've been trading or investing for a while, you will know that the market giveth and the market taketh away all the time. The idea is to stay in the market long enough to make sure that you taketh what the market giveth more than the other way around. That's what happened with me with the only green trade that I have, which is Google. Green meaning it's over 90% profit. I entered the trade on January 4th, 2024, and I gave it until January of 2025 to give me something good. Almost 4 months later, I sold one contract at 100% profit. Then Google put out its first quarter earnings and the stock price skyrocketed. I sold the second contract for 246% profit, and I still have one more contract to go. Remember, there was a point that I was down 50% in this trade, but I exercised a lot of patience and the story did not change, so I stuck with it. And my patience got rewarded, and hopefully it will be rewarded even more. The rest of my portfolio is just a work in progress. I will just need a little bit more patience with those. A couple weeks ago, I made a video about Tesla saying that we might see a turnaround, but I didn't have much faith in it. It turns out that it sure did turn around, especially after Elon Musk told us about the acceleration of the development of more affordable EV models and the concept of robotaxis making driving cars obsolete. It jumped again after Elon visited China, where there were good talks about China adopting self-driving EV models. I guess all the negative news that Tesla has been receiving was already priced in, being that the price of the stock has been dropping all year, and then one shred of good news would have caused this turnaround. Either way, the technical analysis prevailed despite the negative news and did what typically happens on a falling wedge breakout. Today we're going to be talking about Fibonacci retracements. Before that, you need to know what a Fibonacci number actually is. There's a special sequence of numbers where the sum of the previous two numbers are going to equal the next number in the sequence. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 3 plus 5 equals 8. So on and so forth. You see how this goes. This is called the Fibonacci sequence, or Fibonacci numbers, or whatever you want to call it. The crazy thing about the sequence of numbers is that it shows up in life in so many ways. Take the human body, for example. Most of your body parts follow the first few numbers of the Fibonacci sequence. You have one nose, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 arms, which have 3 segments, 5 fingers, 5 toes. You get the idea about that. In nature, flowers usually follow the Fibonacci sequence in terms of how many petals they have, from calla lilies to daisies to black-eyed Susans. You'll have some flowers that don't follow, but you get the idea. You might be asking, how does this relate to price charts? Stay with me and I'll get you there. Let me extend my sequence out a little bit. Now, if I divide the first number in the sequence by the second number in the sequence, I get 1, obviously. Now divide the second number in the sequence by the third number in the sequence, and I get 1/2, or 0.5. The third number divided by the fourth number gives me 0.667. I'm going to follow this pattern for all the numbers that I have in the sequence so far, and you will notice that the result converges to 0.618. This is called the golden ratio. It is called that because it is seen as a mathematical representation of perfection and beauty. Therefore, you will see many structures built according to the golden ratio, such as the pyramids of Giza, the U.S. Capitol, the United Nations building in New York, even the Parthenon. Even people who we consider beautiful follow the golden ratio, or at least close to it. We're talking about the distance between the eyes, distance between the nose and the mouth, distance between the mouth and the chin. Basically, things that we find appealing to the eyes can be expressed mathematically. The examples we find of the golden ratio in nature go much deeper, but let's not lose focus. Which brings us to how this all relates to price charts of stocks. As you know, stock prices move up and they move down. What typically happens is a move in the opposite direction of the trend that is called a correction. Oftentimes, that correction will move according to the golden ratio or ratios related to it. When that happens, it's worthy of some attention. This is called the Fibonacci retracement. To make things a little more clear, a stock price moves like this: up and down and up and down and up and down, making lows and highs. If I use the Fibonacci retracement tool and measure from one of those lows to the high, the correction of that move up oftentimes hits one of those Fibonacci retracement levels and then turns back around. The level where the correction is 61.8% of the original move upward, often acts as support. Not always though. If stock price is moving down, then the correction will be the change in direction to a movement upward. Then the level where the correction is 61.8% of the original move acts as resistance. The main fib retracement level is 61.8%. However, there are other important levels. 38.2%, which is just 1 minus the golden ratio. 78.6%, which is the square root of the golden ratio, 61.8%. 50% is not necessarily a Fibonacci retracement level, but it's widely used and it's commonly useful. Now, Fibonacci retracement levels do not always work, but when they do, it's a good piece of information to have. It worked for me with my Apple trade recently. Stock price entered a support level where I found a 61.8% retracement at the bottom of that level. Price turned immediately and started to make its way back up. Now, despite a bad earnings call, the stock price actually gapped up and put me in profit. In my last video, I said that I did not have much faith in this trade, so I only have one contract. I thought of exiting the trade and taking the profit like now, but I'm interested to see the effect the Worldwide Developers Conference next month will have on the stock price. Haven't y'all noticed that Apple is still very quiet on how they're going to use AI? Another trade that I'm in where a Fibonacci retracement level has been hit is Uber. Price actually hit 2 Fibonacci levels, the 618 with one measurement and the 382 with another measurement. When you see Fibonacci measurements lining up with each other, along with levels of support or resistance, we call that confluence, and it makes that level a little bit more significant. Okay, a lot more significant. I'm anticipating a move up from here, but I could be wrong, and I'm okay with that. I have good reason to be in this trade, and time is in my favor, but we'll see what happens. Stay tuned to keep seeing the progress of my trades. If you like my content, please make sure you hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll see you later.